I'm going for promotion. This is great. You know, it feels like home already. And I wondered, you know, when I first got in this job a few months ago, and any of you that were watching the Brunswick politics, it was a long haul to get here. And we have the dubious distinction of being the first minority government in 100 years in New Brunswick. So it's going to be fun. So listening to your premier here, you know, I realized why he's my new best friend. I have a daughter that recently moved to Moose Jaw. And yeah, well, that's right. She married a local Saskatchewan resident, and I'm going to see them tonight. And at the time, you know, I said, well, who do I know in Moose Jaw? And who do I know in Saskatchewan? Well, I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that think just like I do, and it's great to be here today. So I want to thank you. You know, this shouldn't be necessary, but it is. It is, and we've been busy working all our lives, and I've had different people say, well, how can we make a change? And the change is that people have to take time out from their everyday job to make a difference and make it happen. And that's what you're doing right here, and that's why I flew halfway across the country to be part of it. So it's fun to be here with so many colleagues, federal, provincially, and locally, and it's what's going to change the game. And you know, you say, well, why did I come from all the way from New Brunswick? I did spend a little time in the oil and gas industry, 33 years to be exact. And I know how it's worked, and I know what it takes to be successful, and I know how hard people work in the industry. So when I see our resources not being utilized, and I see an 80% reduction in the commodity pricing for oil reserves that we have right here in Canada, it's a national issue. When I went to Montreal a few months ago with my colleagues, and I found it wasn't even on the radar for a national discussion. And here we have an issue that affects our transfer agreements all over the province, all over the country. Now, Saskatchewan is a net contributor, and I'm hoping to be in that sense at some point. And I'm humbled by the generosity that I've seen throughout Canada, and the generosity I see in the Western provinces. But I'm not taking it for granted, and that's why I'm here to fight with you to make it happen and make a difference. New Brunswick to be a net contributor for a province that needs our help. So standing up for New Brunswick. Now what do we have in New Brunswick? Some of you that have come from here, because we had a potash mine that I've met some colleagues here today that are from the Sussex region, because our mine isn't running at this point. I'm hopeful one day it will open up. But the idea we have the largest refinery in Canada, in St. John, New Brunswick. 350,000 barrel a day refinery. And guess what it refines? Foreign crude oil. At least 70–80% of it is foreign crude oil. And what does this do for us here? It displaces 50–100,000 barrels a day of foreign oil. Now what is wrong with that picture? There's a problem if we can't make that happen and connect those dots. So, you know, when I read the t-shirts about the world needs more Canadian oil, New Brunswick needs more Canadian oil. These ships coming and going, the largest tankers in the world have been calling at the deepest water port in the country, in St. John, New Brunswick, for over 40 years. It's a way of life for us. Bringing oil into St. John, into New Brunswick is not a new thing. It's been going on for years. I spent a career in both the refining and transportation business. And I can talk at great length about what it takes in terms of running those operations, as many of you can talk about the experiences you've had. Well, that's what it takes to make it happen, and that's what's exciting. And the only people that don't understand it right now is we can't seem to get it across to the federal government, but if we have a future Prime Minister here that's going to get it across to the federal government. I am convinced that across this province, as we unite, across this country, as we unite, one province at a time, people are going to get on board. So we see it growing. We see it growing from New Brunswick, we see it growing in Ontario, we see it growing in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and we see it growing obviously in Alberta. So we have one little place here that we need to grow. But you know, I'm saying, Quebec, we need your help. We need you to help us make our country strong. We need you to be part of the solution. That's our goal. not about finding our differences and spending our time focusing on that. It's about finding the issue that defines us and that creates our promise to move us forward. And when we talk about an energy corridor like the railroad many years ago, it's that infrastructure that we support one another on. It's the infrastructure that makes us stronger than any other nation. And it's holding the values that we cherish. Hard work gets results. Using what you have to make it prosper gets results. So it's not about more talk, it's not about more focus, it's not about more committees, more legislation, it's about more doing, getting the job done. Let's get her done! To be an advocate across the country from poor little old New Brunswick, because we're done being little old New Brunswick. We're done being a stranded asset on the East Coast. We have a lot to be proud of in our province, and I ran on fighting for New Brunswick. After a 33-year career in the private sector, people say, why are you doing this now? Well, sometimes I question that too. But when I come to rallies like this, and I see real people fighting for a real country, fighting for a real economy, wanting to make a difference for the next generation, it excites me. It makes it say we can go harder, we can be stronger, and we can get results. Thanks so much to Moosomin for putting this on. The new business that's here is created. It's exciting. Thanks for letting me be part of it.